Hey there, everybody. This is Stellar Aphid, and I'd like to thank all of the people that watched my unedited version of this video, since I know it's boring. I could barely get through 18 minutes of it. Other than that, though, this is my first actual fully edited video that I will be doing, and I appreciate all of the possible support that I could get on this video. And I hope you guys enjoy this amazing, by amazing I mean slightly long, just elevator themed version of explaining this. Other than that, I hope all of you have a great day and enjoy this amazing explanation on this video. Well, thank you, Intro Me, for introducing this elevator themed version of explaining, but this is just the leveling up explanation. So, like the experience orbs and how they're dropped, which is dropped by monsters, as the pop ups are saying. Monsters are, they spawn rapidly, and by spawn rapidly, you can see in the background they spawn in pairs of 3. And if you ever get hit by them, which doesn't happen until later in the video, but if you get hit by them, they do take a heart away from you, which is just your life pretty much. And for this character that I'm using, you get 4 of them. And background, you can see that I just got 5 options for leveling up. Those are the summon options. Then you have things like the elements options, which is curse, fire, ice, lightning. These are AoE attacks. The summon was summoning something that attacks for you, which is really nice. And then there's always the power and reload stuff, which is in every single game I can think of that you level up in. And that pretty much just helps you gain damage, which is always nice in this game. Hey, I am now here to explain bosses, which you can now see is appearing on screen right now. I just call that guy like Cthulhu, because that's pretty much what he is. Giant octopus with a bunch of eyes. But bosses are mainly things that just show up a little bit throughout the game. They sprinkle it through every couple of minutes, and they're normally a little longer to kill, and they do drop upgrades to your main abilities, which is nice, and since mine is a spin attack, that's what I get upgraded. Alrighty, let's talk about Splinter, which I find to be one of the best upgrades for the bat gun, which is the gun I am using during this recording. Splinter is when you get an enemy, once you kill them, it shoots out 3 new bullets, which with the bat gun is really good. But each of these bullets only do deal 10% of the damage, which is why you must upgrade all of your summon and bullet damage before it becomes truly overpowered. Alrighty, let's talk a little bit about tomes. Now, tomes are these really fun things that help you out in the game, and they're very overpowered, but they do have their drawbacks. And there are, I think, 10 of them. There's Tome of Elasticity, Electro, Elements, Glass, Might, Power, Rage, Speed, Stillness, Summoning, and Vitality, as well as the Tome of Wind, which is just increase your movement speed. But the one that I will pick during this fight, which will happen a little soon, is the Tome of Stillness. Now, the Tome of Stillness means you cannot move when you are shooting, but your damage is increased by 100%, so might as well be doubled, which, well, 100% of something is doubled. But other than all of those, the only other one that I would pick is the Glass Cannon one, which is the Tome of Glass. For that, your dodge chance is negative 100. You don't get any dodging at all. You can't dodge a thing. And you die instantly from taking any damage, which is why I call it the Tome of the Glass Cannon. And the thing about it, it makes all damage, everything, doubled. And that is all I wanted to talk about in this segment. Alrighty, let's talk a little bit about what I would say is the most overpowered upgrade in the game. The Dragon Egg, or why more just a dragon that you get as a pet after 3 minutes. It takes 3 minutes for it to hatch out of the egg, and after that, if you have the upgrades for it, which increase its fire rate by 10% every minute, or its damage by 15 every minute, it helps it be way stronger than any amount of damage your bullets could ever do, unless you were using the crossbow, which is just a really strong pistol. But other than that, the Dragon Egg also has this great perk at the very end of its skill tree known as Dragon Bond. And Dragon Bond gives you, I think, a 10%, like, it takes 10% of the dragon's full damage away from it, or not away, but it adds 10% of the dragon's full damage to your bullet's damage, which does not include any summon damage at all. But that's Alright, let's talk a little bit about Dragon Bond upgrade, which is the upgrade I was talking about beforehand in the last audio recording. And this upgrade is the one where you get 10% of the dragon's full damage besides the percent added to summon damage. Now, this directly affects your bullet's full damage, including all the power upgrades that you have to it. So this will always be a great upgrade to get, and I highly suggest it. Alrighty, let's talk a little bit about evolving your weapons. Now, when you evolve a weapon, you have to reach level 20 first, which is going to happen right now. And whenever you're getting them, you get 3 different choices. I'm pretty sure I just picked the Nightmare Bats choice, which then increases your curse damage, but that's not what I want to talk about. Evolving your weapons, you get 3 choices. Each of those choices is a different path on your weapon, and you only get those 3 choices because I don't think you can level up enough to get another choice, but that is it. Now, evolving your weapon introduces a bunch of things, like mainly only buffs, and evolving weapons is always a great choice because it's unavoidable in the game. But that is all that there was about. Alrighty, let's see. In the next coming seconds, one of the actual bosses, the last boss section was actually about elites, which are the weird octopus guys. But the actual boss section is that thing that is on screen right now, that circular thing that has all the skulls around it from the curse damage. But that is what an actual boss looks like. Now, they are quite strong. They're actually stronger than the elites. But they drop the same stuff, and they didn't really need much, but they're just pretty much a bigger and better elite mob. And I think they spawn, like the horse that was in the last one, that's considered a boss, but that is pretty much what a boss is. Alrighty, let's talk synergies. Now, synergies are these things in 20 Minutes Till Dawn that you get by getting a certain number of upgrades. I think it's 2 to 3 upgrades from 2 different paths or 3 different paths. And you get these upgrades by leveling up, which is at the start of the video of me explaining how to level up. But these synergies help you increase after you've already gotten all of the other upgrades from multiple different paths. These synergies pretty much just help you get better even though you've already got all the upgrades needed. And the one that I had just gotten at the start of this clip was Gun Mastery, which is just bullet and reload rate increased, and that's always needed. Alright, in this up-and-coming clip, you will see me fighting Shaygoth, because I actually looked up the name this time. Normally I called him Laser Guy, but this guy shoots 5 lasers consecutively every couple of seconds, because they're on cooldown, and they each deal 1 damage each, with like an immunity frame a little bit afterwards. But this boss, he has 35,000 HP and drops a tome whenever you kill him. And because of that, he also has a border around him. All of the tome bosses you will see have a red laser border around them so that you can't quite move around. This border does go away after a full minute, making it quite annoying when you beat the boss in 45 seconds, and there's those last 15 seconds until the border goes away so you can collect all of that EXP that you got from the deaths of other mobs on the outside of the border. And that's pretty much all this boss fight is, as it is quite easy to beat. All you have to do is just go around the boss in circles, and that's pretty much the strategy for this one. This boss that I am about to fight, which spawns at minute 4, last 4 minutes of the whole thing, is known as the Winged Terror because it has 18,000 HP and does absolutely nothing other than go straight for you. Other than that, it's quite an easy boss to beat. It's really chill. I'm pretty sure in the recording, I didn't even notice that he was there for about the first 30 seconds that he had spawned, and by the time I noticed him, he was already pretty much half dead, and I just walked up to him and killed him. As you can see, I just walked right past him, not even noticing he was on the screen, and this is where I actually noticed he was in the corner of my eye. And other than that, he just gives you a nice upgrade, main just character upgrade, and that's all this boss is. Right now, I'm going to show you the last full minutes of this recording, or, well, it's more like 2 minutes in the actual video editing software, because there is this fun boss at the very last second of the entire thing that freezes time. And this boss, I could not find the name of because I wasn't trying my research that very hard. And this boss is pretty much just like float around, and he has this really cool ability where he spreads mines onto the floor. It's really cool, but it's also really annoying because if you're not fast enough, you will take damage because the area in which he spreads it around is quite big. So if you had no upgrades to your speed during this entire session, you would probably be caught in it if you were a little too close to him. But for the last 10 seconds right now, and they don't really swarm you, surprisingly. I was surprised when I first played this that they don't actually swarm you with like waves of enemies in the last 10 or 15 seconds. They just send a bunch of random stuff at you. But as you can see, the last second is on the clock, and all of my bats, which have homing, went straight to that guy, which is like an octopus with a pumpkin on the bottom of it. But this guy, it is quite easy to beat as long as you have one upgrade, Frost, or Freezing, which freezes the enemy in place. And as you can see, I'm facing the same direction, and I killed it in just under a full minute. That was the full 2-minute unedited clip of me just doing a voiceover on this, and that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you have a good day. Bye-bye.